Hey, this is Ethan here, and welcome back to the fourth video in this tutorial series. First of all, let me congratulate you for making this far into the series. And if you watched yesterday's video, you already learned how to shade a realistic sphere. And so in today's video, we're going to get into the fun part. This is where we actually start to draw our portrait. So the first step to drawing a portrait is to create a rough outline of all your drawing. And this is the part where a lot of beginners struggle with. I know when I was starting out, I would try to draw a portrait like this, and my line drawing would be very off, and everything would be very out of proportion. But today, I'm going to show you a simple technique that's going to instantly solve any problem you might have with creating that outline. And it's called the grid method. And so basically, it's very simple. This is what it looks like, okay? You're basically going to put these 1 inch by 1 inch square grid onto your reference photo and then replicate it onto your drawing paper. And then now you can use the lines of the grid to guide you as you're drawing your portrait. And it sounds very simple, but by applying this technique, you can instantly solve any problem you might have with proportion or the accuracy of your line drawing. And it's a fantastic tool if you're a beginner to help you practice your copying skill. Okay, so let me show you how to apply that right now. First, you begin by taking your ruler and making marks down the vertical of the drawing 1 inch apart. So all these marks are 1 inch apart, and then I'll do the same over this side. And we do this so that we can connect the line and have them be straight rather than crooked. Okay, so now I'm just going to connect the two dots together. Okay, so now we're basically going to do the same thing for the vertical lines. Okay, so that's pretty much it for your reference photo. Now we're just going to do the same for your drawing paper. The only difference is that when you're drawing the grid line onto your drawing paper, you want to make them extremely light, because eventually we're going to want to erase them so that they don't show up in your finished work. You just want to make them just dark enough so that you can see it. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to make them a lot darker than I normally would. Just remember, for your drawing paper, make them very light, okay? Okay, so we're all done putting in the grid. Now at this point, you just have to match up your grid with your drawing paper and then begin drawing. So I'm going to start with the eyebrow, and just make sure that the grid on your drawing paper matches with the reference photo. So it's going to start 3 rows down and 4 squares in. Okay. And that's where I'll make my first mark. And here you really want to utilize the lines in your grid to make sure that you get the slant and the curve of your line correctly. So I'm noticing that here the the eyebrow is slanting in this direction, and it's starting from this point here on this line and ending at this point here. You're essentially drawing the portrait one square at a time. Okay, and for now we just want to get the general shape of the eyebrow. Just ignore all the little details for now. We'll fill that in later on. So now that you have the eyebrow completed, it's time to move down to the eye, and we'll begin by drawing in this fold in the eyelid. So it starts right here, right at the cusp of this square. Alright, now we'll draw the main eye. I'll begin at this corner right here. Okay, and maybe we'll even draw in the lower eyelid right here. Okay, and then now we'll draw in the iris. This part's a little tricky, so if you have a template that matches the size of this iris, go ahead and use it. I'm just going to try to freehand it and make it as round as I can. Okay, and then we'll draw in the pupil. And we'll draw in the white space for the catch light. Okay, my pupil is not very round, so I'm going to erase that and try again. Sometimes it helps to visualize how it will look going all the way around. Okay, so that's much better. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the rough outline of your drawing. Don't worry about the eyelashes for now. Okay, we'll fill that in once we start shading the drawing. But that's all you have to do for now for the rough outline. The next step is to just take your eraser and erase all the grid lines. Okay, so So I did my best to get the grid lines that are closest to the line as much as I can without erasing my drawing. This is why it's important for you to make your grid lines very light when you first draw it. And I'm just going to fill in any spots that might have accidentally got erased. Okay, so that's it. And that's pretty easy. In the next lesson, tomorrow's lesson, we're going to begin shading in your drawing, so it's going to really come together. But for now, I like you to print out your reference photo, draw your grid lines, and then put in your rough outline. And as always, if you like this video, please hit the like button below and leave a comment to let me know what you think. And so yeah, go ahead and do your homework, and then I'll see you tomorrow in the next lesson. Bye.